Welcome back to another episode of We Roguelike It ranking. All three scientists are back. We've communed to drop some science on a brand new game. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
And Monkey Sr.
Hey.
This time we're going to be ranking Don't Starve. Since our list still isn't super long, let's go through what we have from the bottom to the top. Sunless Sea, Cave Blazers, Riddle Corpses EX, Prey Mooncrash, The Swords of Ditto, classic, Darkest Dungeons, Darkest Dungeon, there's only one of them, 20XX, Crypt of the Necrodancer, and Hand of Fate sitting at top. So we talked a little bit about the end of Don't Starve last week. Moon, why don't you give us your final thoughts since you were out of town last week?
It's a decent enough game. It definitely feels more to me in the survival genre rather than the roguelike genre. You do have the unlocks and stuff like that, but it can still technically be considered a roguelite/roguelite.
Right.
However you want to rogue it, that's fine. Hashtag t-shirt idea, Boston. Please jot that one down. It's a good enough game. The art style carries it through a lot of its problems for me.
Right.
Because the game looks beautiful. Sketchy, but beautiful.
Right.
It's a good game. It's not a great roguelike.
Yeah, we had a good conversation last week because someone from the community, I apologize, I forgot your name.
I think it was Ninth Horseman.
Yes, thank you.
Or something like that.
Fifth Horseman, maybe?
Horseman.
Horseman. That would make more sense, yeah. Said that they felt like it was a survival game but not a roguelike. We had a pretty good conversation about, well, a lot of survival games seem to have roguelike elements baked into that subgenre. Mm-hmm. As we were talking about randomization, randomized world, permadeath, unlockables, multiple characters, sort of the stuff we've seen from a lot of other games on this show. So it was interesting. I think it's going to be interesting as we continue to make more Roguelike It episodes to see how much we enjoy survival games, because there are a couple that are like this in our backlog. Mm-hmm. Because there's pretty much like every game ever made in backlog. So it'll be interesting to see where those rank. Speaking of, let's rank Don't Starve. Let me drag it from the list to the bottom. Is Don't Starve better than Sunless Sea?
I'll let you go first, Monkey.
Me first? I don't know. It's hard. I
vote
it
yes.
Is. I think it is better than Sunless Sea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I better really like. I can't quantify why.
It's a gut feeling is okay.
Feeling. Yeah,
that's fine. Is it better than Cave Blazers?
I know where Monkey sits on this, and I'm probably going to agree with him. No.
Oh.
No.
This is me again. I'm going to rewind to that precedent that we set specifically for Darkest Dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Don't Starve is a better game than Cave Blazers.
Sure.
From my personal perspectives. I feel like Cave Blazers is a better roguelike than
Don't Starve.
I feel like Don't Starve is... Yes, whatever.
Yeah.
My brain isn't working. You know what I mean.
That's okay. It's Sunday. I don't think I would agree, but I'm not gonna die on this hill. I think I'm about halfway there with agreeing with you guys. I think if there was one of my bigger problems we talked about last week was I wish some Don't Starve runs were more interesting. I think there are a lot of runs that sort of can be too safe. A lot of runs you're going to die within the first couple days because you're surrounded by killer bees. And that's not super fun because there's nothing you can really do about it. But then there are runs where you get to like day 35 and you're unstoppable and there's nothing going on in your world. And I think it's an okay roguelike, and I think it's an okay game, but I think the wild swings from one run to another where each one run can take a pretty significant amount of time. If you get past the first week, you're already running a pretty long game. So I think having something that's kind of boring at that point sort of brings it down for me.
Yeah. What about you, Monkey?
Yeah, I think it would stop here. Cave Blazers is, I guess, more fun. Like, play by play, like moment to moment. It's a lot more fun.
It's very, very frenetic. It's just like there's stuff going on all the time, basically, in Cave Blazers. Whereas Don't Starve being that survival / roguelike game, it's very deliberately paced, to use some List C description.
Right.
Which is both a good thing and a bad thing. Like, if you're in the mood for it, it can be very relaxing, even though there is an insanity mechanic in the game. Like, it can be very relaxing, but at the same time, it can also be kind of boring.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sort of, I think, again, we'll say Don't Starve is a good game. I just don't think it's better than 8 of the other games on this list.
Yeah.
It's
not taking anything away from it, because I love the game. I genuinely love Don't Starve. It's fun to play, it's fun to explore, it's fun to see all the different types of monsters and the great character design that they've come up with so many different people.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's got this stupid secret adventure mode in there as well.
Right.
And they've got a lot of depth to the game. But the biggest downside for it is it's very much a state of mind kind of game. You need to be in the right kind of state of mind to get the most out of it. Whereas, we can pick up Cave Blazers, probably Isaac. I know Boston could probably pick up Gungeon, and literally spend 10 minutes playing it and be fine.
Yeah, be like, that was good.
I don't feel like I can spend 10 minutes playing Don't Starve. I feel like if I'm going to play Don't Starve, it's sit down, you only play Don't Starve until you go to bed.
Right, 10 minutes is like your first day's setup phase.
Exactly. If you're in that mental headspace, then it can be genuinely fantastic. If you're not feeling that, then it can be a detriment to it, I think.
Right. All right, well, that's Don't Starve sitting at number 9 in our list. We now have 10 games we've gone through on this show. That seems crazy, but Don't Starve sits at number 9. Hand of Fate still sitting solid at number 1, unchallenged. Didn't even smell Don't Starve this time.
What's it going to take? Gungeon.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our episode, and we'll be alongside this. We'll have our very first episode of Void Bastards. So we'll see you all next run.
Bye.